Hey guys, Crazy Postman here, coming to you from a frigid southwest Oklahoma. So I thought today would be a great day to do a range test on the Ioniq5. Right now the Ioniq5's display says 9 degrees. When I left my house, the home display said 6 degrees. So it's somewhere between 9 and 6 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So we know cold weather affects EVs. I thought today would be a great day to see just how much it affects my car in particular. I do my 70 mile per hour range test all the same way. It's a 60-mile loop, and I just go back and forth on the loop until I'm out of battery. The last time I did this test, it was 72 degrees, and I went 225 miles. And oddly enough, that is exactly what the GOM said I was gonna go, 225 miles before I even started. So we'll see how close it is today on predicting the cold weather range of the Ioniq5. So I'll throw up here on the screen what it was when I started off this morning, and we'll see how close we get to that. Now I'm going to check in at 75%, 50%, 25%, and then right before we're done at the end. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think we're going to end up with today when it's 9 degrees outside? Now I'm driving this car like any normal person would drive it. I got the heat set to 72 and I got the butt heater on low. I'm not trying to see how much range I can get. I'm driving it like a normal person would in the cold. Everybody knows it's a little bit of a handicap for an EV in the cold because the battery can physically store less energy when it's cold. Plus, you're using extra energy to run the heating and stuff. So it's like a double whammy to an electric car in the cold weather. So let me quit blabbing and get some miles on this car. Let me show you real quick. It's not looking good already. So you can see I've only gone 10 miles and I've used 7% of the battery already. Just in 10 miles. So hopefully that will level out just a little bit because my average is not very good at 1.7 right now. So this range test may not last quite that long. I may have an easy day today. So let's get some miles on the car and I will see y'all in just a little bit. So there is your 75% check-in. We've gone 35.8 miles and we're still at 1.8 miles per kilowatt hour. Yowzer, that's a pretty painful average economy there. Not doing too well. Now, I know some people are gonna ask, there is a 10 to 13 mile per hour northeast wind. So this road is east and west, so northeast is that way. So it's gonna kind of hurt us when we're going to the east, but we'll get a little bit of help from it going back to the west. So here's what the energy usage looks like at the moment. Climate is pulling about 2.5 kilowatts to keep the car warm. We're still sitting at 72 degrees on number 1 auto. So that is where we are at currently at 75%. A little bit of an early check-in for the 50% check-in. We are at 57% right now, and we've gone 63 miles. And here's what our energy usage looks like at the moment. The reason for the early check-in, I'm gonna pull off the highway and go to church. It's Sunday as I'm filming this, so I got some obligations to take care of. My church is only about a half mile off the highway, so it shouldn't impact much. I'm only gonna be going less than 70 for about 1 mile. So I'll check back in with y'all at the real 50% mark. I just wanted to let y'all know this in case some people notice the time shift over there on the clock. So here's the 50% check-in. We have been 71 miles. We're still averaging 1.1 miles per kilowatt hour. And we got 83 miles on the GOM. Currently, we're using 28,000 watts to maintain 70 and we're using 2.8 kilowatts on the heating. So we're just gonna continue on down the road. This guy is going about 69.8. I've been passing him for about the last mile, and we're just gonna continue on at 70. All right, so here is your 25% check-in. You can see we are 2 miles per kilowatt hour now. We're 107 miles deep into the test. We've been going for a little over 2 hours. 38 miles left on the GOM. So right now we're looking like we're going to get around 140, 145 miles to this test. Not doing so good at 13 degrees Fahrenheit. 2.0 miles per kilowatt hour. That is pretty sad. You can see over here on our consumption, we are using about 25 to 30 kilowatts to drive 70 miles per hour on this stretch. The heater is down to 1.6 kilowatts, 1.5 kilowatts. Flipping it back over, you can see I am 19 miles away from home. So we probably are going to have to go on another little short loop because we got 36 miles to go. So when I do my range test, I don't drive the car till it literally quits. I just use all the miles on the guessometer. People in the real world are not going to be driving the car until it quits. In reality, they're probably stopping at 10%. Unless you're Kyle Connor at out of spec, going to 0% all the time. But I will zero out my GOM. We'll get it down to 0 miles, and I'll try to get it to 0% as well. But that's where the test is going to end. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm going to end the test there. So it's looking like we're going to end up pretty short from the 225 miles that I had when it was 72 degrees out. So we will continue to run this out, and I will see y'all when I'm back in my driveway at 0%. Guys, I just went into turtle mode at 5% battery. My foot is on the floor right now and I'm losing speed. I still have 4 miles before I get to my house. Let's see what kind of power output I'm able to get right now. I'm still losing speed. I'm only able to pull 18 kilowatts out of the battery right now. This is not good. I might not make it back home, guys. I'm gonna turn off the heater all the way. My foot is still on the floor, and I am only getting 60 miles per hour currently. We're going slightly downhill now, so it went up to 61. This is not good. I can't believe I hit turtle mode at 5%. I think the last time I hit turtle mode, I was like 1%, or it was after 0%. So we're able to pull about 20 kilowatts out of the battery. My foot is on the floor. I don't know if you can see that, but it is just pegged on the floor. It says I have 6 miles of range left, but I can't get any extra power. I'm in turtle mode, so I'm gonna go straight home, and we're gonna just try to finish this without me needing to call a tow truck. I can't believe that I lost cruise control. So right when it went into turtle mode, it said smart cruise control canceled or something similar. Turtle mode went away. I'm no longer in turtle mode, so you can see up there by my cruise control is back on and everything. So I am now back in adaptive cruise control because turtle mode has disappeared. So maybe since I slowed down a little bit, the voltage of the battery pack was able to raise up a little, and it took me out of turtle mode. But we're down to 3% right now. Cruise control is back active. All right, we've made it back to my driveway. That was scary, guys. Imagine you're going 70 miles per hour and all of a sudden your cruise control kicks off. And with this having the regen turned on level 3, when the cruise control kicked off, it kind of, it slows you down pretty quickly. So all of a sudden I'm just cruising and then I got, I was freaking out for a minute. And then I got the turtle mode warning. It also said other things like battery level critical or something. I don't remember exactly what it said. I don't know if any of that made it onto the video. I am not going to run it all the way down to 0 because I am out here on my own. We don't have any fast chargers around. There is one at the car lot I showed y'all a few weeks ago, but it's still turned off. It hasn't been activated yet, so I definitely don't want to run out. So what we're going to do is we are going to count these 5 extra miles onto the total. Because normally I would use the whole 5 miles and we would end up at 0. But since I'm kind of scared and I don't want to run out, we'll say that I went 145 miles. And I think that's fair. Turtle mode did disappear after I slowed down and I turned off the heater. I did turn the heater back on just now because it is still 15 degrees outside and it's flipping cold. So there you have it. We now know the difference between 72 degrees and 10 degrees in an Ioniq 5. At 72 degrees, I can go 225 miles at 70. And at 10 degrees, I can go 140 to 145 miles, depending on how you want to count that finishing number there. So the final numbers are 140 miles with 5 miles left on the GOM. We are at 3% battery. Our overall average was 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour, and that took me a little over 2 hours to run this car completely out. So thanks for watching this really cold range test video. I will see y'all in the next one.